Hey, what's up, folks? You know, wow, what can I say, folks? It seems anytime I either do a video and a written version of the same topic, it seems that no matter what, there's always going to be people that will agree or disagree with what I have to say. You know, my most recent video where I asked the question, is the whole Mecha Sally angle or shock value wearing thin? When I posted that originally as a written topic at many of the forums, I expected at least maybe Saturday Morning Sonic or the Saturday AM Sonic forums to get some responses. I even expected DeviantArt to get some responses, and I've gotten some there. And I've gotten some over at the Saturday Morning Sonic forums. Saturday AM, though, let's just say the Saturday AM Sonic forums haven't, really had any responses to my topic. All because of the fact that it's all gathered into one area called BW Roses' Comic Discussions. Anyway, what surprised me was when I put on the Sega forums, I said to myself, as I kept checking almost every day, no one's going to respond. Because usually when I put I do a written thing there, usually I'll get maybe a few responses. Well, believe it or not, what surprises me is I've got 4 pages worth of replies. Yeah. I know you're scratching your head here and you're thinking 4 replies at the Sega forums? Of all places? Yeah, 4 replies. Now, some of the replies I will say are a bit off topic. I mean, I don't know how this happens at any forums, but your main focus is one topic and people go off and talk about something else. Like they don't really care about the topic, so they want to talk about something else. And they want to use your topic that you started, your posting, your topic, if you will, on the board as a platform to do that. And quite frankly, to be honest with you, I kind of find that a little bit rude. Now, I know some people will point at me and say, well, you've probably done it too. Hey, I'm not lying. I'm not going to lie to you. I probably have done it. But anyway, the point is, some of the is just about the artist and all that. And I can get some, and again, it is rude, and I'm not saying that I have never done it because I probably have. But I just feel that it's not that bad. I will say this. I feel that what they're doing by talking about something else is not that bad because at least most of the pages are about the topic's question that I asked. And believe it or not, I actually got some good responses from some people. Because some actually do agree that the whole shock value and the angle and all that's just, it's wearing thin. It's dragging out. It's had its moment in the sun, and now it's just, it doesn't have the legs that it used to have. And that to me kind of surprises me that even though they're go on and talk about something else, another topic which they should be building another area for, that the majority of it is actually about answering that question. I mean, basically, to me, when I read some of the responses, I'm like, holy smokes. These people that sometimes will get on my ass for posting videos that are 20-something minutes long or hours long or 15 minutes long and not wanting to watch them, for them to actually give me 4 pages worth of responses to this questionable title for a topic, and even though some of them are going off topic by talking about artists and all that, to me it proves to them that I can do written topics if they give me a chance. And it also proves to me that even those at the Sega forums, some that are for Ian, against Ian, and are like me, are sort of like middle grounded and just let it go and let it flow. You know, they're at least coming out and expressing their opinion either in a disagreement or agreement. Because again, if you go to the Sega forums, I'll provide a link, they actually have admitted that this whole Mecha Sally deal is wearing thin. That it's like I said, it's lost its legs, its time in the sun is worn out, its time in the spotlight is gone, its 15 minutes of fame is over, and it needs to either have something else happen that's centered around it, or it just needs to end. You know, I used for an example in the written version, and I said it in my video version of it, where I read off what I typed. I said, if you want to make shock value again, you want to make it interesting again, here's an example. Combine Mecha Sally along with the other metal characters that she's associated with, that she's got to be associated with right now. You want to shock people, you want to get people talking, have her combined with the other metals, with the Metal Sonic, Metal Tails, and Metal Knuckles, have her combined into one big robot. I mean, again, you want to get people talking, you want to get them shock value, you want to get it interesting again, there's one way. And you know, when I mentioned that one time, one of the people, I think it was Amaturkey, over the Saturday Morning Sonic forums, said that would be the biggest WTF moment ever, because it wouldn't make sense. You know, here you would have Sally, who's roboticized, and the others are, you know, hand-built. What sense would that make? Again, it wouldn't make any sense, but it would get people talking. It would get shock value back into that story and back centered around the whole situation. Now, there are some that I understand that will, you know, that probably have disagreed with what I said, and that's okay. That's cool. But again, what surprises me is that out of all the message boards, Sega forums, who've ridden my ass, the people there who've ridden my ass because of me posting videos and all that, for them to actually come out and do 4 pages worth on this topic, whether they're talking off, whether they're off topic with what they're saying or they're on topic with what they're saying, is surprising. And it has 5 stars, believe it or not. And you know why? Because it's basically a question, and it's a topic that people can actually look at and read and go like, you know what? Whether we like this guy or not, this topic actually makes sense. I know it sounds crazy. But you know, there are other things going on in this Sonic fan base community that really I got to talk about. You know, there's some people that, as you probably know, I go on DeviantArt and I will print out and I will talk about, and I will read off either on camera or through the mic. I will read off how they feel about the comic and what's going on, whether they like what's going on or they don't. You know, one of the most outspoken people that are against what's going on in the comic at the DeviantArt site is Archie Sonic Luz. Yeah, Archie Sonic Luz. Archie Sonic Lul. Z, I think, or something like that. And one of the most recent Sonic demotional or demotivational posters or postings that they did was about Amy Rose. Now, they have said that they have nothing against Amy Rose. They like her. They do. But one thing they have against what's going on in the book, in their eyes, is Ian Flynn just literally, in Archie Sonic Luz's eyes, in their eyes, like I said, Ian Flynn literally handed over the lead female freedom fighter, role to Amy Rose. They literally handed it to her on a silver platter. Go figure. Go figure. Now I can understand why Archie Sonic Luz and other people may look at it that way. I mean, right now you have Sally mechanized, roboticized, weaponized, whatever. You have Bunny off doing whatever she's got to do to get back into action. So they feel that instead of Amy Rose earning her way to probably take that position, to probably have that position bestowed upon her, that instead, in their eyes, Ian Flynn handed it to the character on a silver platter. You know what? You know what's crazy about that? Ian Flynn didn't hand anything to any character. I've said this before, and I've said it again, and there have been numerous people that have said this. Fans that either they like Ian's work or they don't like Ian's work have said this. And Jonathan 83X may agree with me on it. Saturday morning, Sonic Saturday AM, and X93, who is Laser X5, would agree on it. Even Ezekiel 300, who has this obsession, I'll get to it in a second, would agree that he didn't hand over anything to Amy Rose. What he's doing, because we're going to 250, is it's focused on the game characters. The game characters are getting the focus because we're going into 250. You want to please Sega, whether you like the decisions or not, you put the emphasis on the game characters going into an anniversary issue. That's why this is happening. It's not because someone like Ian Flynn would hand over the role of lead female freedom fighter to Amy Rose on a silver platter. It doesn't work that way. Now, speaking of Ezekiel 300. Ezekiel 300. Every time someone like myself or anybody else posts something about the Archie Sonic comics, what's going on in it, my God, this person will not get this off their chest. They will not leave this alone. It seems that they are obsessed with what Ken Penders supposedly did. Here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing. Ezekiel 300 still constantly feels that Ken Penders had Anti-Sonic, a.k.a. Scourge, rape Bunny Rabbit back in issue 150. Are you fucking kidding me? Excuse my language. Are you fucking kidding me? Ezekiel 300. What are you thinking, man? That never happened. First of all, let me put it to you like this. He didn't turn Sonic into a man whore. Let's get that out of the way. He didn't have Scourge rape Bunny Rabbit. Let's get that out of the way. I mean, if you're a fan of Ian Flynn, that's okay. That's cool. Don't go out and say all this other stuff. Just because you're a fan of Ian Flynn. Just say, look, I'm a fan of Ian Flynn. I like his work. End of story. I mean, if you got a problem with Ken Penders and Carl Bowler's, fine. I get that. You don't like if you don't like what they did, that's fine. If you don't feel that's what Sonic was that if you don't feel that's what Sonic should, you know, how do I put this? If you feel that's not how Sonic should be portrayed, anti-Sonic or not, then so be it. That's your opinion. That's fine. But don't obsess over it. Dude, people criticize me and say I'm obsessed over certain things. You're obsessed over something that's long dead, is dead and done. It's over. It's gone. I mean, dude. That was what? 88 issues ago. It's over. Get over it. Move on. I'm telling you, folks. This guy just doesn't get it. I mean, I respect the fact. Look, I respect the fact that he didn't like. I respect his opinion on the fact that he didn't like what Ken Penders did in his own eyes. He doesn't like what Ken Penders did. Fine, I get that. And I respect his opinion when he says, hey, what Ian Flynn did with Sally in 230 redeemed her. I get it. I respect that opinion. But don't obsess over something that happened 88 issues ago under a different head writer. It's over. It's done with. Move on. I mean, come on, honestly. I mean, look, Jonathan 83X, he's voiced his opinions, and he may not like what's going on in the comic with Ian Flynn, but come on. That's his opinions. He's entitled to them. Everybody's entitled to an opinion, but we don't obsess over it as much as you're obsessing over this. I mean, honestly. And to say Scourge, Anti-Sonic raped Bunny, that is the biggest load of BS I've ever heard in my life. Look, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but if you want to do a video on it, I suggest you do a video, explain why you feel that way, and be done with it. Get it off your chest, get it over with, be done, end of story. Now that I got that out of the way, I tell you folks, I don't really know what's going to happen in the comic in the next, what's it going to be, 12 months, next year or so. But I will say this. Whatever Ian's got planned in between now and 250, we're just going to have to wait and see. And Ian, if you're listening, let me ask you this, or let me suggest this. When it's all said and done, my friend, whether it's at your forums, or whether you're visiting any of the other forums, or you're here on YouTube, when it's all said and done, I, along with everybody else, would like to hear your explanation, a truthful explanation as to why you went and did this. That's all we're going to ask for when it's all said and done, Ian. It's an overview, explanation as to why you decided to go this long with a story that's kind of, right now, middle grounded for a lot of people, is one of the best for other people, and it's kind of downright stupid in the eyes of others. Just give us an explanation when it's all said and done, Ian. I think that's all we ever asked for. And on a final note, Apparently there's rumor going around. Well, not a rumor, but apparently the news breaking out of the Sonic community right now is that Saban Entertainment is very close and on the verge, very close to the verge, if you will, of purchasing the rights to Sonic X. Now, what does this mean? No one really knows. New episodes? No one really knows. One person pointed out that the reason this is happening is so that Saban Entertainment can do what should be done in the eyes of some. One, release the entire series of Sonic X as one big set. Probably put Sonic X as part of Netflix streaming. And maybe even do new episodes, but no one really knows yet. But let's not forget this, folks. There's a lot of things about Saban that the Saban owns that currently run on one network right now. And no, it's not Toon's Eye. It's not CW for Kids. It's Nickelodeon. Yeah. Nickelodeon. So if Sonic X is part of the Saban purchase, forget Cartoon Network. You'll probably be watching Sonic X on Nickelodeon soon. But my thoughts on it, if it's going to be a good thing for them, let it happen. If it's not, who knows? But I thought I'd get all that Sonic related stuff off my chest. Hopefully anybody listening to this will kind of understand where I'm coming from. And that's all I'm going to say. Comment down below, video response if you like. I'll talk to y'all later.